Factsverse presents. When a boy asked for 2 packed lunches, his mom was heartbroken when she found out why. Schools provide lunches to their students daily. School departments do their best to make sure the lunches that they serve are healthy. If a child brings their money for lunch, they get a lunch. Some students are eligible for free lunch. Some students are not eligible for free lunch, so they bring a lunch from home. When a child doesn't have access to free lunch or a lunch from home, they sadly go hungry, and that is beyond heartbreaking. Well, Josette Duran and her 14-year-old son Dylan, they live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Josette and Dylan, they don't always have it easy. A few years ago, she lost her job. Soon she lost her apartment, and Josette and Dylan ended up being homeless. They were living in their car. She had to take Dylan to public bathrooms to wash him up, and they barely had any money for food. It was a very difficult time for them, but Josette managed to turn things around. She finally found a job, and soon she earned enough money to rent an apartment. She and her son finally then had a place to live, and they also had money for food. Things were finally going well for the family. Josette often made Dylan's lunches for school. She says that he preferred a home lunch over a school lunch, and it was more affordable. Well, one day Dylan asked her to make him 2 lunches. At first, she didn't think this was too odd. He was a growing boy and an athlete, so she assumed that he just needed more food to stay full during the day. When he was asking for a second lunch every day, though, she decided to ask him what it was all about. She started to worry that maybe a bully was forcing her son to bring a second lunch for him, so she had to ask. With bullying being such a big problem today, she wanted to ask just to be safe. Well, Dylan told her that there was a little boy at school who always sat at lunch alone. He didn't eat a school lunch. What he brought was barely a lunch at all. Each day all he had was a fruit cup to eat. Dylan told Josette that he remembered how hard it was when they were struggling, and he didn't want this little boy to struggle like he did. Josette says that her eyes filled with tears when her son told her about this little boy. She was brokenhearted for the child, but she was also so proud beyond words for what her son had just said to her. The fact that he was willing to help a boy in need showed her that she was raising a good kid. After finding out the truth, she was more than happy to make 2 lunches for Dylan and this young boy each day. When the young boy's mother found out that Dylan was bringing her son a lunch every day, she wanted to reach out to Josette to thank her. The woman explained that she lost her job. Her family was struggling. The mother told Josette that she had just found a new job and she offered to pay her back for all the lunches that Josette and Dylan had provided for her son. Josette thanked the woman for the offer, but she didn't need to worry about paying her back. She told her that she and Dylan had been in a very similar situation and she was just happy to help. Josette thought about what she went through when Dylan was younger, what this woman and her son were now going through. It made Josette wonder how many more children were going hungry at lunch because their parents couldn't afford to pay for a lunch. The idea of kids going hungry, that wasn't acceptable to Josette, so she had an idea. Josette wanted to do what she could to help the students in her son's school. She was the coach of a volleyball team, and after speaking with her team, they made a decision. Josette and the team, they all agreed that it was up to them to do something else to help, and they ended up raising $400, which they donated to pay off all the outstanding lunch accounts for students in the school. This way, she could be sure the children in the school could get a lunch, even if they previously had an outstanding balance. Josette believed every child deserves to have enough to eat. If there were more people like Josette in this country, we wouldn't have to worry about any student going hungry. Subscribe for more.